Hello children. Today we are going to learn second part of your fourth lesson. Your fourth lesson is how the traders became rulers. Let us revise what we learned in the previous class. Governor General Lord Wellesley implemented the subsidiary alliance policy in 1798 to expand British rule, the supreme power in the native states of India. Lord Wellesley's aim was to gain control over India without carrying out direct wars. The Nizam of Hyderabad was the first Indian ruler to accept the subsidiary alliance. The British fought long wars with the Sultan of Mysore, known as Anglo-Mysore War. After Tipu's death, Mysore came under British control. The British defeated the Maratha chiefs and annexed their territories. In this lesson, we are going to learn expansion of the British rule in India. After finalizing the subsidiary alliance treaties with Mysore, Nizam of Hyderabad and Maratha chieftains, the British moved towards northern part of India. They entered into a treaty of friendship with Nepal. They fought many battles to secure the frontiers, that is, the border. Friendly relations with the Sikh king Maharaja Ranjit Singh helped them to win the battle with the Afghans and established their rule in Sindh. The British had an ambition to capture the Sikh kingdom, which was very powerful, but they could not do so as long as Maharaja Ranjit Singh was alive. Maharaja Ranjit Singh was the powerful king in the Sikh kingdom. So, they kept friendly relations with Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Maharaja Ranjit Singh was a strong ruler of that time. He had set up a strong army with the help of European officers for the protection of his state. He had attained victories over many nearby states. After his death, Punjab suffered due to anarchy. Means, after the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, Punjab suffered because of the absence of a powerful king like Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Taking the benefit of this chance, the British interfered in the administration of Punjab. The British fought two prolonged wars after Ranjit Singh's death in 1839, known as Anglo-Sikh Wars. After the First Anglo-Sikh War, the Treaty of Lahore was signed. Treaty means a formally concluded and a ratified agreement between the states. That is, after the First Anglo-Sikh War, the, the formal agreement signed between the British and the Sikhs. The Sikhs had to give away parts of their kingdom and pay a huge war indemnity. Indemnity means a payment made to someone who has suffered loss or injury. Means the Sikhs had to pay to the Britishers who has suffered loss or injury in the Anglo-Sikh War. Governor General Sir Henry Hardinge came to India and brought the Sikh rule completely under the British rule with policy of interference and annexation. The states that accepted the subsidiary alliance considered the British as their friends. Means the princely states who accepted the subsidiary alliance with the British, they considered as the friends. Eventually, in the absence of internal and external threat, they became irresponsible and their administration started deteriorating. Deteriorating means becoming progressively worse. What happened? There was no internal and external threat. So the princely states in India, they became irresponsible over their state and their administration became worse than before. The outcome of the conspiracy of the British was the anarchy in many princely states. Conspiracy means a secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. That means the because of the British's conspiracy, what happened? There was anarchy in many princely states. The Indian rulers got trapped in it. Thereafter, Burma, presently it is known as Myanmar, and regions of Punjab were also annexed. Next one, new policy that was introduced by Dalhousie. Dalhousie's policy of annexation. Lord Dalhousie, who was the Governor General of the East India Company in India between 1848 and 1856, Lord Dalhousie brought in the policy of annexation, which meant bringing an end to the rule of native kings and bringing his state under the British rule directly. That is, this policy also same as the Lord Wellesley's subsidiary alliance policy. Lord Dalhousie implemented his policy of annexation was the doctrine of lapse. Under the doctrine of lapse, when the ruler of a protected state died without a natural heir, his or her state was not to pass to an adopted heir, but that territory would automatically be annexed. Means, under the doctrine of lapse, if the Indian ruler who died without his natural son, his or her state was not to pass to an adopted son, but that territory would automatically be annexed by the Britishers. This was the another policy of Britishers to expand their power in India. In this way, Satara in Maharashtra, Jhansi in Uttar Pradesh, Nagpur in Maharashtra, etc. became the victims of policy of annexation. Dalhousie aimed at helping the British traders to make huge profits from the trade of tea, coffee and cotton by capturing the areas that produced these commodities on a large scale. Means at that time in some areas of India they produced tea, coffee and cotton, and it was very demand. So Dalhousie aimed to help the British traders by capturing these areas where produce the commodities like tea, coffee and cotton, through which to make the profit. To consolidate the British rule in India and to run the administration smoothly, many changes were introduced by Dalhousie in India. During Dalhousie's tenure, the first railway line was started between Mumbai and Thane in the year 1853 CE in India. That is, during Dalhousie tenure, he reformed many things in India. That first one is the first railway line was started between Mumbai and Thane. Dalhousie started the modern postal system in India and wireless system between India and England. Dalhousie passed laws to ban child marriage and advocated widow remarriage. That is, Dalhousie passed laws to eradicate child marriage and he supported widow remarriage. During Dalhousie's period, English education spread in India with the help of first three universities that were established in Mumbai, Chennai, and Kolkata in the year 1857 CE. This was the first universities in India. Thus, these reforms were, that is, introducing the postal system, wireless system, railway system, and the laws passed by Dalhousie and the introducing the universities. These were basically for the expansion of the British rule and gradually in the administration of India. Although Indians benefited later on these reforms, but they had to suffer a lot with the introduction of British reforms. Dissatisfaction of people. After Lord Wellesley's policy of subsidiary alliance, Lord Dalhousie's policy of annexation created dissatisfaction among the people towards the British. At this time, the people were suppressed under the dictatorial regime, means system of rule or government of the British. The different people reacted differently to the introduction of railways, facilities of post and telegraph, and Western education. Some people felt that the British wanted to destroy their culture. Others felt the reforms done by the British were basically for running the administration smoothly. The dissatisfaction of people had reached a point of saturation. Saturation means to a very full extent, and they were in the state of rebellion, which resulted in the freedom movement of 1857. That is, these reforms were satisfied to the people of India, so they became rebel, and which was the result of the revolt of 1857. Here ends your lesson number 4. Thank you.